Welcome to the Art of Rebounding. I'm your host, Lefty Williams, former pro athlete, motivator, and believer in second chances. Each week, we'll dive deep into stories and strategies built on positioning, persistence, and purpose to help you rise, rebuild, and reclaim your next chapter. This isn't just a podcast. It's your permission to rise again, and this time with purpose. Listen, call somebody, tell somebody, text somebody, let somebody know that this show is going to be amazing because I got my brother. Now, I'm going to put some respect on it. Grammy Award winner. Put some respect on it. Grammy Award winner. I ain't even going to say government. RoccStar.
Oh, come on now.
The RoccStar. This is my brother. Thank you so
family.
much, bro. Thank you so much
Come on, man.
for pulling up on me.
Bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
It's automatic, systematic.
Yeah.
Lefty call, I'm like, where I'm going? Dang.
Yeah. Hey, and we ain't even going to talk about
sleet, snow.
The toddler you got on your finger.
Oh, nah. The Rolls Royce ring? Yeah, y'all let me know. I'm here all week. I don't think they ain't seen nothing like that before. I could refer you to a jeweler, but I won't. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Listen, we laugh like this all the time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But this is a side of people will get a chance to see that they don't see. First of all, this is a brother.
Yeah.
This dude is super duper smart. And I ain't talking about just frequencies. And I'm not saying this because you hear. I talk like this all the time.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well, it ain't about what people say to your face. It's about what they say behind your back. You do know that.
Super facts. And you've been on that.
You know. And so, listen, man.
Yeah.
Man, geez, Louise, you talking about win after win after hit. People see the glory,
right,
but they don't know the story.
Right.
Take us on the backside of the mountain, and what did it look like for you to have to position yourself, to have persistence, to go after you've been rebounding. You've been rebounding for years. You've been doing the push-ups and holding it. Like,
yeah.
That's what it looked like.
For real. You ain't never lie. First of all, too much respect for Lefty. This is my brother. I mean, he's just so admirable. I mean, everything about him and his life, this is why I show up, because he lives it, he walks it, he talks it, his family, his sons, everything's admirable. I be calling him like, man, I gotta get my frequency right, man. With my sons, man, you got your sons, they superstars, you got yourself, you came from the legendary, Globetrotters, you next level, bro. So everything about you is next level, is honorable, it's I got too much respect for Lefty.
Thank
but
you,
I had to start off with that. But besides that, going back, I mean, I come from, nothing. Mm-hmm. Let's start there. You know what I mean? I mean, in my situation, I come from a family that everybody was creative or trying or throwing things at the wall. My dad was throwing things at the wall trying to see what stuck. You know what I mean? If anything stuck. My sister, she won, growing up, she had won like the first American Idol type thing. It was called Performing As on Fox. And she beat out like 1 million people and she won 250,000.
Whoa.
And that was like the first time we had ever seen any money. But at the time my family was going through a divorce between a bunch of different stuff. I was 12, and I ended up, just kind of coming from nowhere and being in the middle of Inglewood, and that's where we lived off Centinela, and we just was, kind of in the mix. And growing up around there, I had to like hustle, because the thing about me is my sister won that, but that's my sister. That was her money. Right. It didn't take too long for it to leave either, because that was a quick. Well, I said, dang, we broke already? It was quick. It wasn't even, I'll talk about what did the first year. That was a wrap. Nigga, by the time I was 13, we was already back broke. So, but what I realized was, like, I had to figure it out. And so being a hustler and being young and I figured out hustles back then. So I was, I had forced my mom and them to like just drop me off, because I couldn't. Taking a bus to where I was going in the times and stuff like that, my mom started bringing me to the Laugh Factory when I was younger. So Jamie Masada, and I was just like, people always like, man, you so funny, man, da-da-da-da. And as a kid, I was like, yo, but Jamie Masada has this thing where he lets kids come in and then you get to do stand-up comedy, and Paul Rodriguez was the host and he was like the judge and da-da-da. And so I told my mom, like, let me go to this thing I heard about. Da-da-da. She's like, yeah, but she took me. She's like, all right, she took me. And I became stand-up comedy champion at the Laugh Factory for a few years straight over there, which kind of, Paul Rodriguez was like, yo, this kid is going to be next up. To be honest, I thought I was going to be the greatest actor that ever lived, which we still might get there. But we didn't know it was going to turn into Grammys and 180 million records and all this other type of stuff. So I came from, that's where I was back there. I was dabbling in different things. And the reason I'm going to bring up certain things is because the fearlessness is going to be a big part of why I went from living at the bottom or sleeping in my car at 16, being broke, busted, and disgusted, to having multiple mansions and 8 cars in the driveway. Everything you could think of. No. I'm saying it's just I'm gonna give them why, because they're like, okay, yeah, he's mentioning having to go to Laugh Factory and do stand-up comedy in front of a crowd is already a big thing. Like I'm 13, and there's a crowd out here of. You got Paul Rodriguez and Eddie Murphy and all these people falling through, and I'm sitting here in front of all of them. I got to get on stage with a full routine, and I got the crowd dying laughing, and I'm going against grown-ups. You know what I'm saying? I'm going against full-grown people, and I'm beating them out. The stand-up comedy of the night, the stand-up comedian of the night is Leon Young. I'm coming out 13. They like, how did he win? And it's over and over and over. This is like when JJ and all them cats was kind of running around doing the same thing, and I was just moving. So, coming up on whatever that was, that personality thing kind of put me in a position where I was like, okay, my personality and I could get somewhere with this. So jumping back into the regular struggle of life, that only lasts. That was a quick, that was a, you know what I'm saying? That was a quick high. That was over quick. I was back in action. So I ended up back in, back in regular life, and like about 15, 16, I was just out in the streets. Like, it's like, my mom is like again, we was broke, and my dad had ran off and married somebody else, and he was gone, and my mom, and I was kind of like, she wasn't able to kind of take care of what I had going. So she like, look, just, I don't know what. So I'm just in the streets at this point in time, hustling, running plays, you know how that go. I'm in the streets completely. The homies, everything you could think of. I'm out there being a whole nother person. So in that being a whole nother person, I started to understand the pain of abandonment, of things that actually shape you into being a CEO, a mogul. I started to understand that pain because when I was 16, my mom like, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting good grades. You ain't listening. I was in the streets. You got to go. I'm like, all right, I got to go. I'm like, all right, where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I remember one time I came home, I tried to sneak in, and I'm like, yo, can I take a shower up in the crib? And she like, nah, I told you, we done with you. I couldn't even come back and take a shower. I was all the way. I'm back in the car, sleeping in the car. And so I had to find a way. I had to sit there with just me and God, tears, whatever it is. And thank God when I was 16, I bought a car with the money I was hustling. I got a car and all that. I had a little Range Rover. It was the Jurassic Park Range Rover. And if you know me, you know I had the Jurassic Park Range Rover. And they was laughing at me, but I had the range and I was sliding around. But what happened was, I kind of took that, and I sat and I was sleeping in my car, and I was telling God, like, I know you have a purpose for me. One thing, since I was a kid, my dad always instilled God. My parents always instilled God in me. But in order for me to go outside and play or do anything, I had to quote a certain amount of scriptures. And so that type of stuff was instilled in me so cold that when I was sitting there facing any type of issues, I would literally just turn to God. 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given me the spirit of fear, but the power of love and sound mind. I would go through, Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not into your own understandings. In all your ways acknowledge him, he'll direct your path. Certain things that would just be like, okay, if I'm feeling fearful and I'm feeling like it's over, this ain't coming from God, because trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not. For God to not give me the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. If it ain't power, love, and sound mind, it ain't coming from God. So that put me in a position where I was like, okay, let me just focus on the right feelings. And so, I would go outside, and one thing I was like already it was sad because I'm sleeping in my car, but in terms of high schools and the people around me, I was a superstar because I was like the best dancer. And we came up with like Crump. It was the biggest thing in the world at the time. Tight Eyes had it all the way, and we was in the Valley. It was like me, Bad News, Solo. We had a squad called Dream Team, and then it went into the Valley Boys, 818. We had sessions, all kind of, because when I left LA, I came to the Valley.
Okay.
And when I came to the Valley from Inglewood, South Central, came to the Valley, I was like, LA, that's where the Crump was at. That's where the heavy dance. So when I got here, I was like looking for people to battle and rap battle and dance. And You Got Served, all that type of stuff with the Rise, everything was huge at that time. Chris Brown was coming out. He was crumping a lot. And it was just huge. And I was like top tier, like one of the best across the board. So I was like kind of leading the Valley in the revolution of like what it was when I showed up, like, all right, y'all. And so that was crazy because when I walk into schools, they be fanned out. Because I was the best dance. I was like the one. When you go to the parties, I'm the one. And obviously I'm me. Back then I was me. But, at local celebrity stuff, I had a song as well on MySpace that had millions of plays at the time called Beatbox. And if you know me, you know this too. You could probably still go back and just look at it. I had millions of plays on a song called Beatbox. And I just had like I was building up such a revolution of people in the Valley. Everybody was, I had other rock stars, Lil Rockstar, Twin Rockstar, Kid Rockstar. It was like a whole squad. It was like a whole thing. And I was still broke, busted, and disgusted. So what I did was a family friend named Cura, he came out the blue and was like, yo, like, what's up, man? You done dropped out of school. What you doing with the music? Like, you got to do something. You always rap battling, you dancing, you so talented. Why aren't you actually trying? I'm like, all right, what's up? So he brought me to the lab. My sister was doing background singing for Tim and Bob.
Okay.
Tim and Bob was legendary, and they're still legendary, but at the time they was like really heavy. And so they was like, yo, that's your little brother. Man, come through, man. We'll do a session with you. So I'm like, all right, I ain't never been in the studio. I wasn't used to, like, I had a little song that was going, and I was recording in the bathroom with a mic hanging off the. Hanging off the. We was hanging the mic off the what do you call it? The shower sprout. I'm like, it was that ridiculous, and we just in there in the apartment, like, just straight busted. It's just the trenches. This is how we was recording. So I'm used to that. I go into a multi-million-dollar studio, $6 million studio, Mike Post studio in Burbank, and I'm in there, and I'm like, they like, all right, go ahead, jump in the booth. Let's see what you got. I'm like, what? So they like, yeah, we need you to go ahead, test the mic on some singing stuff. We about to write a song for J-Lo, some other people. Go ahead, jump in the booth. I'm like, I'm a rapper. I don't do none of that. They like, nah, man, go ahead. Just my sister's got melodies, bro. Go ahead, jump in the booth. I'm like, all right. So I jump in the booth. They put on a beat, and the same way I was freestyling, I was just freestyling with melodies, but with the tune. And man, they came out there and said, hey man, come outside, dog. I came back in, they like, man, you an animal, bro. What do you, hold on, you about to start doing this every day. Come on, bro. And I'm like, bro, I don't sing. Shaquille to sing. And I'm arguing with them. If you call Tim, and Tim and Bobby gonna tell you, RoccStar was arguing with me. Bad. Like a full-blown heavy argument to where they was like, man, like it was a serious, because I'm like, bro, I don't sing. I don't write singing song, R&B. I rap, like, which lets you know that your purpose, what you think you're doing, ain't really what God is intending for you to do.
Hold
you
on,
know
pause that right there. I don't mean to cut you off, bro. What I heard from you was you said someone told you to come on so you can get in the studio. So what I'm hearing is, and I want listeners to hear this and viewers to see this, is that I can't change your life until I'm able to change the voice that you're willing to listen to.
Right, for real.
I'm gonna say it again.
Right,
I can't.
that was a bar.
I can't change your life.
Right.
Until you're willing to let me change the voice that you're listening to.
Exactly.
And you stepped in the moment. It's like, yeah, come on, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You. But I don't think that you were arguing. I think that you were having a head-on collision with purpose.
Yeah. Head-on collision with purpose.
So go ahead, continue.
In an identity battle right away, because if I every day am so used to being this person, every day I walk up, you gotta remember, I skipped a couple steps. At this point in time, I'm on Smack DVD, I'm at the Pit, I'm Fight Club, I'm up under Suge, you know what I'm saying? Every day I'm with Suge, I'm rapping with him every single day. Everywhere he's at, I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I'm out there battling. I'm doing stuff. You could look up Smack DVD, RoccStar's, Suge Knight. We walking through Vegas, and I'm freestyle battling in the middle of a crowd. He like, Rock, go spit. I'm doing this stuff back there. I'm a full-blown Smack DVD, like real battle rapper at the time, /that. But I'm really like, my bar game is really crazy. My pen always been nuts, but it was just nuts in a lane that I felt like was what it was. Because I was more from the streets, so I'm like, I'm finna rap. We doing this. I felt like the singing was soft. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, like, but you're right. I had a head-on collision with purpose, and I'm like, yo, that's not what I do. And them having the ear and discernment and understanding, they like, we've been doing this. We done sold, at this time, they done sold 200 million records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At this time, they was able to sit there and be like, yeah, at this time, they're me now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On a scale where it's like, I done already did this. What you talking about? It's like a nigga, me telling somebody right now, damn, you got crazy potential, bro. Let's put together a catalog. Like, I think you get, and he'd be like, man, I don't be doing. It's like, I wasn't understanding at the time. But what I didn't do is I wasn't foolish enough to block my blessings.
Right. Ooh.
That was the thing.
Hold on, say that again, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't foolish enough to block my blessings. That wasn't that. A lot of people do that. See, they'll go too far in terms of their own understanding. That's why God said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. Because your own understandings will lead you to nowhere. And so I had to understand that. Like, okay, you know what? All right. So I went out, I came back in, and I said, all right, what y'all need me to do, dog? And they like, just go in there and write that. We got a pop artist coming in, write some stuff. And I went in there and took, my pen's so crazy, I'm used to freestyling, and I wrote the record in 20 minutes, and they like, yo, you done? I'm like, yeah. Went in a booth, knocked. They're like, bro, be here tomorrow.
Wow.
And from there, every day I was at the studio with Cura. Every day I was at the studio with the engineer, and I'm in the back, and I'm like, how do Cura can't make it today? How do I engineer myself? How do I do this? Like, I need to. How are y'all doing this? He like, bro, I get $80 an hour. You can't do what I do. Now, I know what you're saying, but I don't have $80 for you an hour. I just want to know what's the record button, what's the delete button, how do I?
Show
and
me.
the nigga, and I bothered the engineer in the back so much that he sat there and said, all right, come on, man. It was a little back, stupid room in the back of the joint, because that other stuff was for the high end. They was like, go ahead, just stay back there then. Because I was like, I don't got nowhere to go. Y'all keep telling me to show up, but where do I? It was like, there's a little tiny room back there that used to be a closet. Go back there, and they set up a little laptop, a little mic, and I'm like, all right, show me. So the engineer came back there, and he showed me, this is how you record, this is how you delete, this and this. And I'd be in there, and I'm talking about, everybody be gone 1, 2 in the morning. I got there at 9 a.m.
Wow.
And I'm there all day trying to figure it out. I'm trying to record. It sounds stupid. The mix sounds stupid. It's just vocals coming out of everywhere. And every day I just sat there and just tried it again and came back. Hey, bro, what? He coming in, he like, man, this is crazy. Turn this down. I'm like, what'd you just do? Oh, the EQ? Oh, you turned it down? Okay. You added reverb. What is the, oh, that's what gives me that's how I sound like I'm in the hallway. Okay. Everything I was a sponge off of. Anybody has some information, any type of knowledge. I'm like, what happened? Oh, wait, where I do? Okay, let me put this. That's the difference. I was so attentive, and I knew that every single thing that I was going to be hearing, learning, stumbling across could be life-changing in the future.
Right.
So I'm going to take all this stuff and I'm going to go into my closet and I'm going to try and make it the best version of whatever it is at the time. So I learned how to engineer. Okay, now I don't need an engineer. After about a month and something, I'm by myself back there. So now I could actually make something. So now it's the beats in there, and I can load it up, and I can get back to singing it. But I don't sound good. Why is my auto tuning? What I'm doing? All right. These beats is regular. How are y'all making these beats? Now for the next few months, I'm sitting here and I'm garage band, and I'm like, dang. And then the Logic done came out. So now I'm switching to Logic, and I'm like, oh, y'all doing what on Logic? So I'm trying to become good enough, just good enough at everything until I can create something worth listening to.
Right.
Because my beats was trash at first. It's like, boing, 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 boing. It's garage band. It's trash. But my writing is decent, but I don't understand melody structure, and I need to just keep making records until one of them sound good. Every time Cure and these cats came to the back, they're like, this shit sound whack, and walk out. That ain't it. Until a couple months later, I'm in that joint, and I'm like, yo, come in here, listen to this. Now I'm like, let me play it on a big speaker. Oh man, I play something. They like, who wrote that? You know I wrote that. Who did the beat? I just did that in the back. Send over the files, dog. Let me see what's going on. Now they want to start creating on top of what I got going. Now I'm known. Okay, now I'm doing something. I'm perfecting my craft over and over and over, but I'm still nobody. Still nobody. I'm still broke. I'm still in and out of the car. I went at the time. I had a best friend named Sean. And God put Sean in my life, and the day we met, it was like, nigga, we never stopped rocking from that day till now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. And back then, I just moved. He was like, bro, just move into the crib. You in the car, and just come to the house. I'm like, but your mom, just come on, bro. Nigga, moved in with my bro Shank. And from there, I'm like, okay, at least I got a floor to lay on. All right, cool, I'm good. So I'm coming in and out from there. You know what I'm saying? I'm young, and I'm moving around. And me and Shank a hustler. He putting it together. He got fly clothes and different. I'm like, damn, let me put this on. Switching up the gear. I'm putting it together until we can figure it out. So Shank like, bro, I'm with you, whatever. Shank, he rap a little. He like, whatever. I'm going to battles. Still, he pulling up to the battles with me. You got to have a team with you across the board.
That's real.
I'm catching fades. He like, he trying to catch a back fade. My homies is with whatever. I'm just a force, however it goes, and everybody with me, we a force.
Right.
That's what it is. So, you know, we still whatever, but I'm trying to, now I'm like, I got to get some money. It's my, 19th birthday or something. I'm like, I got to get some money, bro. This is getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a studio with my other boy, Riley, and we got this other guy that comes through. I had this other dude pop up that kept pulling up and named Caston. Caston pulled up, and Caston was like, Rock, I'm super young. You know what I'm saying? Caston like, Rock, all this stuff you playing is ridiculous. Like, you ain't got no deal, you ain't nobody don't know nothing. I'm like, nah, man, I've been hustling, running around doing different stuff. I'm in a couple of rooms. Caston like, look, I got my boy Kirk Lightburn. He at RCA. He's tied in with Mark Pitts. Mark Pitts is over all them by storm. Let me call him up and let me see if you could press play for him. Maybe he like you, maybe he don't, but I think you next level. I'm like, all right, Cass, all right. This is my bro. I used to argue with Cass every day, but he like, just go up in that joint and do what you do. All right, cool. So he bring Kirk Lightburn by. Kirk Lightburn like, press play. I'm like, all right, so press play. He like, you wrote this? You did all this right here. I'm like, yeah. He like, jump in the booth. Make a song real quick. Let me see. So I jump in the booth and freestyle a record called 525,600 minutes. Cause like, that's how many minutes there are in a year, but I like flipped this record 525,000, 600 million, and like I just freestyle some sick. The way I did it was so crazy. I got out, he was like, yeah, hell no. Hold on, bruh. Call Mark Pitts. He like, Mark, we got to fly this kid out now. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Right.
So at the same time, Dave Lighty had tapped in where we was outbound calling or something like that. And my dad was looking for I told my dad, I said, we got to find a manager or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, because he always been in and out the industry. But I'm like, you know, like, we got to find a manager or somebody to take me from where I'm at to some, because I'm at a standstill. He like, yeah, well, let's just cold call everybody.
Right.
So we was cold calling labels and everybody, and we called Chris Lighty. He was the biggest manager in the world, but we couldn't get to him. But his brother Dave Lighty answered the phone. Dave Lighty like, well, we'll see what's going on. Send me some stuff. So we sent it to him. He like, man, this dude kind of hot. I said, we coming to New York to meet, because Mark Pitts was like, we'll fly you out. So Mark Pitts was flying me out. He like, well, you coming to New York anyway, I'll let you meet Chris Lighty. So I get to New York, first time I ever been to New York. I get to New York, 19. I go to see Mark Pitts. Mark Pitts in there. We click immediately. Right away, Mark's like, the first hour of us sitting in the office, we was just clowning each other the whole time. I'm like, bro, you look nuts. I'm like, as an executive,
to be a fly on that wall, because I know how you go.
No, it was crazy. And then Mark, like, bro, the fact you ain't here, like, he was calling me like, it was just genius, because it was authentic, and everybody, and Kirk, oh my God, he's the worst with the jokes. So and then my dad, he's real crazy. I brought my dad with me. I'm like, yo, come meet these dudes too. My dad came in the office with us. And he clowning too. He in there, we all clown. So it's like a melee. And then finally we like, all right, well, let's press play. Finally I press play. And Mark like, you dance too? You're dancing? Yeah, then. I get off. Boom, turn on this. Boom, boom, get off. He like, what the? He like, so you rapping that? Like, yeah, spit something. Bar out. Boom. He like, oh yeah, man, what's up? What we doing? Let's figure this out. Let's bring you over to Buystorm. It's easy. So from there, I'm like, all right, now I got Chris Lighty at 3 o'clock. I did that at 11 o'clock a.m. I got Chris Lighty at 3 o'clock. So I go over there to Chris Lighty office. I walk in. Chris Lighty manages Diddy, Created Violator, Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, has Yo Gotti, all of them. Yo Gotti in the office, all them cats was just around. They was over there with all the other Lighties, Mike Lighty, all my other Lighties, right? So I go over there, I'm in there, and I'm like, okay, I pull up, and I'm in there, and Chris and them like, so what's up with you? I've been hearing, you know, my brother keep telling me you hot. He don't never bother me this much about somebody. Let's go, press play, man. Let's see what's going on with you. So I go in the office, I press play. He like, dang, that shit. He like, but go ahead, you rap, right? I'm like, yeah. He like, I go ahead, spit something. So I spit, he like, wow, hold on, come here. He take me into the other room. He like, hey, so it's a whole room of people now. Everybody who work in the office. And then they had merged with this company called Primary Wave at the time. And all of them, so Larry Mistel, and I got to go in there, and he like, spit something for them. It's a whole office of executives that they ain't even from the same labels. What? And Chris Lighty like, and I'm like, all right, so, but my bar game was so crazy from being the smack and the fight clubs and the pits and just the street battles and all. So I'm like, all right, so I'm barring the whole office out there like, whoa, dang, he said, what? Metaphor, I'm killing him. They like, yo, this dude's crazy. I'm like, yeah, but you know, I'm here for my R&B pen, like, really. Right. He like, yeah, like, play something. So I'm playing something. So the publishing company there, they like, hey, we'll give you a deal. We'll sign them. Primary Wave, like, we'll sign them right now. So Primary Wave offered me a publishing check. Then Chris Lighty like, I'ma manage you. And here, I know you, what's your situation? I'm like, shit, right now I'm sleeping kind of on the floor at the homie house, but I was in a car, but I'm just happy to be da-da-da-da. He like, well, write out all the things that you need. And I'm like, well, what you mean? He like, all the things, you know, you young fly, I'm sure you got a girlfriend? At the time I was dating Genevieve Jackson. I was dating Michael Jackson's niece. And so she lived on Havenhurst. So I was also staying there. I ain't gonna front because she probably in her head gonna be like, you was staying at my house too all the time. You know what I'm saying? And using the Mustang that she had bought at the time. But, you know, she was solid at the time. I was like, whatever. I came and she was, you know, she lived in the 12-bedroom mansion Michael grew up in and Miss Jackson. And so I'd be there.
Shout
We
out
was
to the
together
Jacksons, man. They showed us a lot of love too. I've been at the house plenty of times.
Yeah. They was. I ain't gonna lie. Your Majesty, Jafar, Jermaine, all of them is all my people, like for real, because I just such a big part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, but she always was like just authentic, very, very solid in the way she was moving. And so she was like, yo, just come, you know, just sleep over here. Like she would come, leave her mansion, sleep on the floor, on this dirty ass floor that I was sleeping on with me, just because it was what it was. She was like, just come to the house, I'll be sleeping in the mansion. So I'm like, you know, at the time it was kind of, I didn't realize, but it was a flex too, because it's like, nigga, you sleeping in Michael's room? Like, this is crazy. Like, but for me, I was just like my girlfriend, and this is what it was. But it was just later on, he's like, damn, that was crazy, which is gonna bleed into where God puts you and how it bleeds into other things. And we'll get to that, where that Jackson ended up playing a part in the music.
Hold on, I want to pause this. Most of the time on my podcast, you guys hear me doing a lot of talking. This story and what you're hearing, this is goat talk right now. This is like a whole nother level. So I just want to peel back the roof and let Rock do what he do, because I hope you're hearing it from the time of being in a room to listening to going back and forth to all of these things. And we're going to get to, I know somebody listening and watching like, yo, man, let's get to the whole Breezy records or the J-Lo records or the Fergie records. That's easy. This is not like some entertainment interview. Like, this is my real brother.
Right, exactly. You need to understand where it came from. And you need to understand certain people are going to be motivated by the fact that I had zero and ended up who I am. It's a completely different conversation, because you see the Denzel Washingtons and you see all the people, but you don't really realize the struggle and how sick it was when we was down and how broke we was, how we was feeling. I didn't have it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have I'm like, yo, what y'all going to Wendy's? Let me get whatever I could get at a lot of times I was hustling. I ended up keep having to go back to the streets. I could have been arrested. I could have been in jail. My story could be completely different. You know how many times I had to hit licks, or how many times I had to do certain things to survive?
But God.
It's a lot of things that God gave me grace on. And it's because I was always genuine, and I made sure to never hurt nobody, put nobody in compromising situations, and I always did what I did just between me and God understanding what it was, but I still submitted to the authority of what it was. Now, let's go back to where I was, because we slid off into the business.
We talking about you going back and forth
I'm
between
at
there
Lefty
and in the house.
Now I'm at Lefty.
Okay.
I'm at Lefty's joint, and I got to perform for everybody. So Lefty tell me, look, write everything down that you need. And I'm like, all right. So he like, all right. I'm like, well, I think I need a car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need a car, and I'm like, I need some other stuff too, but I'm like, I don't want to do too much. He like, bro, so where you gonna stay? I don't get it. You ain't gonna put the apartment in here? What do you need all the way across the board for the next year? What do you need? I need to hear the breakdown. And Chris is very assertive. Like the way he was, that's rest in peace. One of the greatest people on planet Earth, bro.
Wow.
I have no idea why he's dead. It's really weird. It makes zero sense. But anyway, I'm like, man, you know, I'm like, dang, I'm like, all right, let me figure it out. So I write down everything. He like, just look at like about 40,000. Here, look, nigga, I'm gonna give you 70,000. Take this, get this nigga information, and you got a bank account?
Wow.
I'm like, nah, all my money in my shoe at the crib, my shoebox and shit. But I do got some shit up under the mattress and shit like that. And he like, man, if you don't, so he got this other chick, Debbie, who's working there from London, and he like, get his information, get his wiring instructions. And then he got this other girl named Tiffany. And Tiff was my, like, quote unquote A&R from then on out with the publishing, because she was the one I was assigned to with the, because when I walked in, Tiffany was the main one, like, you a beast. Woo, where did you come from?
Right.
And so Tiffany Kumar, so she was like, yo, listen, I'm going to go ahead and attach myself to whatever you doing, I'm going to be with you. So Tiffany used to run around. She was like assigned. Tiffany was with me everywhere. And so so Chris was like, all right, here. She's like, give him the break. Gave me the money up front, $70,000. I'm like I went from being broke, so I chose that. But I didn't go with Mark. And so Mark was like, hold on. So you just ran. So now, see, I didn't really, the way I moved in that situation wasn't really the right way to move.
Okay.
Because I kind of came to roll with somebody, Mark, and ended up with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make no sense. It's like, so it's like Mark was kind of like, hold on, what you mean you just signed a deal? I thought we just did a whole, we just did the paper. You ain't gonna do this deal. I'm like, I just gotta put, I'm like, dude, the dude gave me a management contract, but it's a pub deal attached to it.
Right.
So I'm like, they giving me $250,000 over here, or 100-something thousand. I don't know how much they gave me at the time. It was half of it. Like, they give me 100-something thousand. He giving me 70. I'm like, bro, I gotta eat just from being from the streets. And I know, you know, Mark Pitts used to be the one carrying the gun for Big, and Mark Pitts used to be like in the street. He understood that part. I'm like, from being from the streets, I got to figure it out. It's crazy. You think I'm finna, I can't just walk. He like, all right, Rock, if that's what you gonna do, man. But he ain't never have to fuck with me again after that. Mark never had to mess with me again after that. But he did. Because he was like, you know what? He's tied in with God. See, when you understand and you got discernment and you understand that people's beings and authenticity and what it is not about a personal situation, that he really understood me. And I know it took a lot for him to mess with me again after that. Because when Chris Lighty died, first of all, I had that bread. When I got the bread, I was back in LA and I was a whole new nigga. Now, me? Oh, they gave me me. They gave me a 225 in that. Man, on my mama, it's up. I'm outside on a whole nut. Nigga, as soon as I got back, I'm like, man, what? Man, hold on. I'm doing the max because I ain't never had it like this. Oh my, I never had it like this. What are you talking about? It's up. It's go season. So I'm like, what? Man, let's go. So I'm outside buying everything you can buy, right? So I get a spot at the Oakwood. I get a spot at the Oakwood, like the most prestigious little apartment community. Now I'm up in here. I'm sliding. I went and bought two. I bought a Range Rover, a new one. I bought all kind of little. I was outside. I went and got a studio, my own studio spot. Paid that up front. That was like $2,000 a month. Paid that up front. Gave them like, here, then take $12,000. I'll talk to y'all niggas in 6 months. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, keep the change. It's up with me now. I got some money. So now what my records sound like? Now I'm like, I got some money. It's up. So Chris like, look, this is what we gonna do. I need you to start messing with some of these artists. I'm like, yeah, but I need the money to come. This shit's starting to bleed already.
Right.
He like, come throw you in some independent projects. He linked me with my boy Roger Mason. So Roger Mason had an artist named CC Cigar. So Roger like, nigga, I got my own. He come from the NBA. So Roger, he was playing for the Knicks at the time. And Roger like, shit, I got this artist, nigga, I got the bag. What because he was he had Chris Lighty coming in to manage, and they like, everybody keep hyping you up all over, and they saying you like the pen and you let's work. I'm like, all right, well, what y'all got? Shit. He like, look, just do the album. I'm gonna give you $250,000. I'm like, oh, nigga, it's up. Oh, it's getting crazy. So we fly to Miami, lock out Miami. First time I've been to Miami, I'm knocking out the project, knock out the album. It's up. It's like now bread is starting to come in. I'm like, huh? So now I'm touching real money. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm really seeing stuff. I'm outside. My records, I'm getting cocky. I'm outside. I'm doing, everything is elevating. So now I'm like, while I'm sliding, I might as well slide. You know what I'm saying? I might as well slide while I'm sliding. So in the middle of all this motion, oh no, not yet. I got this the last thing that happened before the motion came to a sudden stop. So I get this artist, right? Named Claire. I get this artist named Claire Demarest. She, if you ever watched Star, she's Jude, right? Jude Demarest.
I know you're talking about.
She's Star, I think, on Star, whatever. So
I think she's from Detroit.
exactly. So when I met her, she's super talented, like obviously, and she had already kind of been doing like some acting and some different things. But I met her coming out of Chris Anakute's office, and Chris Anakute was like, she got potential, but I can't do nothing with her right now. She's coming out different. I'm like, well, let me see what's up. So I tell her like, let's work. I believe in you. I know he passed on you. And she moving around. She like, yeah, but I'm struggling. I'm from Detroit. She coming from a foster home. That story, like really her story. Watching is crazy. So me and her, we lock in. She like, all right, I'll sign to you. Whatever. Let's go. So she signed to me. I tell her, listen, if I can't get you the deal in a year, then you good.
Oh, wow.
I got her the deal in a month. So I'm like, look, I tell her this. Well, first off, we go, me and Claire go to Jimmy Iovine house. We go to Jimmy Iovine house. We go in there, me, Chris Lighty, Jimmy. I tell Chris, this is the power of having a manager that's powerful. I'm not setting up no Jimmy Iovine meetings, not at his house.
Right.
Chris like, Jimmy, I'm finna come see you. What day? Come on Friday. All right, cool. So we go to Jimmy crib, sit down, press play. He not really interested in Claire. Right? He like, man, who made the music? I'm like, me. Chris like, Rock. Like, who wrote it? He like, dang, so you doing all this? He's like Pharrell, Timberland, Beats by Dre.
Into the production.
He's into the creators of it. So he was like, yo, Chris, let's set up another meeting with Rock. Let's figure out what's up there. And Claire kind of got that energy, and she was like, first time me dealing with an artist feeling rejected. Right. She crying, she messed up. And so I tell her, I said, listen, well, don't worry about it. We gonna figure it out. That's just one executive. He passed. It feel like the world over. It feels like the world's over. When we work every day, me and her in the studio 24 hours a day, every single day, working on Kawango and here, there, every day. It's every day we're working, and we create a project and we believe in it, and the biggest executive in the industry just passes. Right. I tell her, listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get it right. We straight. We'll get it right. So me and her, we go. I tell Chris, I said, we gotta fight back. She's heartbroken. We gotta figure this out. He like, all right, let's go to L.A. Reid. I'm like, all right. So he called L.A. Reid. We go to we set up L.A. Reid. He's like, I'm gonna send out the A&R first. So he sends out Randy Rosano. Randy Rosano was the A&R at the time. It was like Malik, Randy, all these people. They come, I'm giving you names of the execs and the time stamps so you know there's not a flaw in this story.
Right, absolutely.
So Randy Rosano she came out. I was using the House of Blues studio right there on Ventura. She came through yeah, so we was up in there. And so she was like, yo, y'all stuff is, she loved Claire. She's like, I don't know how somebody could pass on her. She's so amazing. Like, this is crazy. Y'all got a thing, and Chris is behind you. It's a thing. It's big. Y'all are doing like this Rock Age thing. Y'all doing it. So I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to go back and tell L.A. we got to get this going. So she goes back, tells L.A., sends us a flight. We get there. It's a whole big thing. We missed the flight. We missed the flight to go see L.A. So Chris is on the phone like, are you serious, bruh? You missed the flight? So me and Claire sitting there like, oh my God. And Claire's like, you always want to be late to something. You always. So now I mean, it really was on me though, but I'm like, dang, so we missed the flight. I feel like the world over. Because now I done let, she like, yeah. But thank God, LA was like, just come next week because I had a double da-da-da anyway. Just come next week. I'll fly all out next week. So we came the week after. And when we came, it was more executives in the room that was going to be there then. And like in the office, in the building anyway. So we walk in and LA is like, all right, go in there. So me and Claire go in there. We sing. She goes in there. He like, all right, perform. She gets up. She performs. She sings. She does her thing. And he's like really into it. I did my shit. I'm like, you know, I got an album. Ooh, I play it. He's like, yeah, I don't care about that album. But what you had going on, go back to Claire, because he's more into the Pinks, and it's all about what the exec is on. He's more into the artists that he's on, the Rihannas, the Pinks, and she's like a Rihanna and a Pink. So he's like, yeah, like, all right. So he's like, all right, y'all could get out now. So me and Claire leave. We like, damn, what's going on? Damn, I think it felt like he was feeling you. I don't know what's going on. So we out in the lobby, and Chris like, let me go talk to him, see what's going on. So they come out, they like, hey, we're going to go across the street to Lavo. We're going to get the deal done right now.
Dang.
Like, huh?
Showtime.
Like, yeah, we're going across the street to Lavo right here, and we're going to get the deal done right now. Let's just be done with it. I'm like, huh? So me, it's not even registering to me. But then it hit Claire. She crying, running around, going around, oh my God, this is crazy. She got a record deal with Epic Records, biggest label. It's crazy. And I'm still like, huh? So what does this mean? Like, so we got the deal. So now they like, yeah, so let's negotiate the terms. So our lawyer jump on the phone. We'll do the whole thing. I'm like, damn, this is the first $1 million deal I ever did in my, it's just crazy. So, you know, she was struggling at the time. I was forking up money. We was doing stuff. She had like an apartment. She was staying with her sister or something like that. And so, like, this was the time where, like, she went and bought a Range Rover. Like, everybody up. And so that was another bag, right? And so, but I'm in a building now. I never have had to be inside of a label and maneuver an artist. And so what happened was the label, Chris Lighty dies 2 weeks later.
Come on, man.
So now Lighty dies. All my power go out the window. It's over for what I got going on. Because now I done signed my artist away to a major.
Right.
I'm the liaison, but I still signed her to a major.
Right.
It's FSOs for the services, but she's still on a major. You know what I'm saying? Where they're way bigger than me. LA way bigger than me. And I'm like, dang. So Chris Lighty, you know, he had Chris Lighty had a whole funeral, whole situation. That was like the last time I had seen L.A. Reid and all them at the time. I'm like, It's crazy. Like, went out there, I brought Steve Lobel with me. We flew out together to the funeral. We all in there. It's a thing. And I just remember literally losing all my power in the music business. I went from labels being like, yo, you got an artist signed? This is crazy. Like, oh, and execs tapping in and producers tapping in because they want a placement. They want a placement on my artists. And
right.
It's a thing. And I'm in there with Toby Gad. I'm in there with this person, that person. Everybody's tapped in. And I remember going from there to being like, wow, I just lost all the power, to the label not answering my calls when I'm calling about my own artist that's in sessions. And I'm like, well, what's up? What's going on? Why y'all ain't gonna ask me what's going on? I can't get a hold of nobody.
Let's pause there.
Yeah.
And I want to say, somebody's listening to this and they're saying, I've been on go.
Right.
Things have been good.
Yep.
And then everything just comes to a stop.
Yep.
Now, that's not RoccStar's story because he kept going.
Right.
So if you quit,
right,
then that's it. It's only over when you stop.
So true. It's only over when you stop, and that's some East Coast stuff.
Yeah, it's only over when you
stuff
stop.
My dad told me.
Yeah, it's
I only lose when I quit.
Yeah, that part. I either win or I learn.
Yeah, I either win or I learn.
That's it.
Wow.
So for time's sake, because I want to get to
Let's
so
get to
much
the
other stuff.
punchline.
I want to get to
We're gonna skip up
the records with Chris
With
Brown.
everything,
I want
okay.
to talk about the technology
Okay,
company.
let's do it. Let's do it.
So
okay, so I was giving you piece by piece by piece by piece.
Yeah.
We skip up. Okay.
No, we might have to do a part 2.
Nah, yeah, we have to do it.
Yeah, we
we
not
about to chop
seriously.
it up into
Yeah.
2 episodes. But what happens is, okay, so I lose, all my power. This point in time, they kind of blacklist me because I was so, when I had Chris Lighty used to be like, nigga, go out there and be yourself. Like they saying you cocky and that you love yourself and you love your music and you're always promoting and you're just do you, bro. Nobody gives a fuck what none of they talk about. I had the same problem with Puff and with Busta, and nigga, you're you. You're a superstar. Do you. Go out there and do you, bro. I don't give a fuck. Tell them come holler at me. That's how Chris was coming. So I'm like, yeah,
Man.
I'm out there. I'm like, I'm the best. I'm writing all right, let's go. It's me and Fauntleroy and the other 2 other niggas I like. And everybody else, y'all regular. I'm like, let's do it. I'm on it now. Now I'm out there cooking and, you know what I'm saying? I got to fight for my spot. Now I'm like trying to make my name. So what happens is Lighty dies. Mark Pitts comes. Mark Pitts like, look. No, I tap in with Mark. I'm like, Mark, Lighty died. These cats ain't answering no calls. I let it like a year go by.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I let like a year go by. I'm 20. I let like a year go by, maybe like 21 maybe. But I let like a year go by. And I'm like, Mark, I'm 21 for sure because I'm in the club with Chris now. Now I'm in the club with Chris, with CB, because we at supper clubs and he got the Chris Brown table and I got this table and I'm using my money to just live a certain type of lifestyle at this point in time. So basically, CB, I tap in with Mark. Mark tells me, Rock, I shouldn't mess with you, but I'm gonna mess with you because I believe in you. I've always believed in you. And you always been solid. You always reached out. You always, and I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, he's like, listen, I got you. Just meet me. So he's like, just meet. So Mark calls me one day. No. I talked to him. He's like, I'm gonna tap in with you eventually. Another year go by. Another whole year go by, and I'm just money running out. I can't get a hold of my artist. I can't get a hold of. She's still on Epic. I can't get a hold of anybody. I'm out the way. I ain't talked to my own artists in a year and some. I'm like trying to build my other artists. I'm on I'm on a whole nother frequency. So I'm like, another year, I'm just trying to figure things out. I start trying to dabble in other things, technology, what's up with a cell phone company? Like, I'm trying to just throw things out there. Like, I wonder what'll happen if a young black man starts a cell phone company. And so I bump into my other partner with RoccStar Wireless, Darius Allen. He like, well, we got this dual screen cell phone company. So why don't we push this and that? So I'm starting to dabble into other things, but I'm still like, ain't nothing happening. So one day, a year later, Mark called me out the blue. The day after I'm in the club and get into a whole scuffle with Chris Brown's crew. I get into a scuffle with their crew over the table. Chris wasn't there, but Rob and Keith and all them was there. And I think it was Rob's girlfriend or something thought that was their table, and we had got into it right there the day before. So we get into a whole little thing in the club. The next day, Mark called me and say, Hey, Rock, meet me at Glenwood, man. I need you to come up to this Chris Brown session. And I'm like, I ain't talked to Mark in a year. And so I'm like, all right.
Oh, wow.
So I show up. And at this point in time, I'm so seasoned. Now I engineer better than you, I produce better than you, and I write better than you, guaranteed. Now, every day, if you ask like Kevin McCall, when they used to come to the studio every single day, I'm in there making 5 records a day, every day, for no purpose, just creation. My craft was so perfected, I was so ready for anything. Because now I got a point to prove to Epic and all these other people that don't believe in. I ain't know, but okay, cool. I'll make the hits. Y'all don't believe in it? Y'all don't like? All right, cool. So now I go over here. When I go over here, I pull up to Glenwood. I walk in. I see CB and all them other niggas that I'm not, CB, the homies and all them. I just got into it with them niggas the day before. I'm like, damn. So they stand up, they like, the fuck is this nigga doing here? You feel me? So I go up in the room. Mark put me in the room and it's like, yo, this C room at Glenwood, he like, just try and create some stuff. Chris in the other, you know, he in the other room. Just try and see if you could come up with something. We just doing a camp, like just create something. I'm like, all right. So he leave. Tina, which I love to death. Tina Davis, which was Chris's manager at the time, but she don't play. So when there's somebody come into the circle, she like, but they had just told him like, we just got into it with this nigga. What he over here? So Tina was like, Mark, why you got this writer in here and they just got into him? We don't want him here. That get him up out of here. Mark like, huh? Yeah, I brought him here. He with me. Y'all didn't hear that? I signed. He with me. Tina like, all right, y'all gonna have to stand down. Mark, we gonna see then. We gonna see what he into. Let's see what he come up with. So now it's that type. So Mark come in. Why you didn't tell me you got into it with these? I'm like, I ain't think you gave a fuck. You the president, you the head. I would care about some little niggas. He like, just create something, I'll be back, man. Let's see what you come up with. So now everybody in the whole studio ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the C room. I'm back there. So I go in there and I just create some crazy shit. At this point in time, it's like.
Now, was this?
Like,
nah,
this ain't
Not
Fine
yet?
China yet.
Okay.
It's a record called Up Down. You could look it up, though. If you type in Chris Brown Up Down, it's a record I did called Up Down. So I did this record, and I did 5 records. So he came in there, and he came back in like 3 hours or like 4 hours, and he came back and he was like, man, did you do anything yet? And I said, I did 5 records. And he said, you did 5 records? So he tapped the engineer. He like, how many records? He just did 5, and they kind of crazy.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right, cool. He like, all right, play something. So he played a record. He like, this is a smash. Like, he like, hold on, bro, stay right here. He go get Chris, right? He like, hey, I got a record for y'all saying all that. Come listen to this. So Chris like, all right. Chris come in, 50 of the homies, girls, I'm talking about, it was so many people in there, they came together because they already don't, you feel me? But Chris ain't had no problem with, but the homies did, so he ain't know me. He like just seen me around from, whatever, dancing, club, whatever little shit. But he not like have a personal opinion all the way, but he hearing what they saying. He gonna slide with his homies. So they pull up and it's that whole hallway packed. They come in, he like, all right, go ahead, press play, bro.
Oh, wow.
I press play. Boom. I turn around. I ain't looking at these niggas. Whole song. Boom. I'm in my own shit. The whole record, right? I turn around. I see this nigga like, ooh, I see Chris in that motherfucker. When you think about him as music, when it hits you, you can't lie to it. Right. You can't lie to the feeling. So he was in there. He off the rip was like, ooh, this shit. He like, whoa. He like, hey, shit come off. He like, hey, bro, send that over there. Load it up. Bring that. Send the files. I'm like, all right. So he cut the record. He come back in the middle of the night. And Chris Mark like, just stay in here and work. He come in at 11 o'clock at night. But Chris walk in, he said, hey, come in here. Come listen to this. So he come show me the record. When he come show me the record, I'm like, dang, like, nigga, you think I'm in there? It's crazy. The homies hating, which are all my friends, very good friends now. They was all hating at the time. They did not like me. But they all know it's so funny. But them all my homies now. But at the time they was like, ugh. But I was in there and I'm lit. He like, I gotta go to community service tomorrow. Be here in the morning, man. Just get back over your work.
Oh wow.
I'm like, all right. I said, Mark. He said, come back tomorrow. That's cool. He's like, I told you, just work. So it went from that to me having 11 records on the album.
11
you know what
records
I'm saying?
On the album.
So it went from, Cats at the time was like one placement was amazing.
Right.
But I had the first single, the second single, the third. I had everything. And so what happened was Timberland moved into the studio. He came into the studio to start working on Chris. And Timberland, he was like, let me hear the album, man. So Chris Brown plays the album for Timberland. When he played Fine China, he like, what the He like, what the hell is this? He like, who did? He like, RoccStar did this, Because I had a room in the back. And in my room, wasn't nobody allowed back there. It was just
Right.
me. And then I started to trickle people in. Like I had my bro, Dwayne Whitmore. I just loved his voice and melodies. So I just started having, like, come back here. Bro. So it was just really me and Dwayne for a long time, just creating a whole bunch of records. And then Tina was like, you need to start putting Seven in here. Like, can she come in? I'm like, yeah. So Seven start trickling in. We start working on stuff. We did some craziness. Every day we working. And then Eric Bellinger start coming around. He was like, yo, nigga, what's up? What we doing? He came in. He always had a crazy voice, crazy
I
melodies.
just seen him last week too. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be on the show.
that's the bro. That's family. His son best friends with my son. That's family. So Eric, back then I wasn't that familiar. We wasn't that. I didn't know him that well. But I was like, yeah, come in. So we working on Fine China, and from scratch went in there and knocked that joint out. The whole joint from scratch. You feel me?
crazy.
And it just was like, all right, cool. It's me, Seven, Eric. We in here and we just in here tripping, like on a different scale. So we creating this crazy record, and I'm starting with this bass line, me and PK, bass line, drums at the drum. Dun, 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 dun. We doing this whole situation.
Question.
Yeah.
Did you have Michael Jackson in mind?
Yes, I had Michael Jackson in mind because at the time, for me, I had made probably 50 records in this camp at the time.
Okay.
I was the main guy at this time. Now it's like everybody like Rock. Boo was over there with Verse Simmons. He was managing Verse Simmons at the time. Shout out to Boo. All of them it was kind of like competition all the way around that thing. But I was back there and I was back to back knocking stuff out to where Chris and everybody started trusting me. Mark, everybody was like, play it for Rock. Play it for, you know what I'm saying? It was getting to that level.
Right.
So I'm like in there, and at the time, like, he was still going through a lot of adversary. I started going out to clubs with Chris and coming to the crib. We just rolling around, hanging out. Me and him start being real friends. You know what I'm saying? And so every record has a story attached to it.
Gotcha.
And so it was a lot of controversy that was happening. And the only thing that it was a round table thing with Mark and everybody. I was like, the only thing that I could think of is Michael Jackson gets scrutinized every day, but as soon as he presses play, we need to go with Michael. If he the new Michael, we need to go with Michael. And for me being in Michael's house for the last 5 years, who got more of a Michael? So when I brought PK in, because he's such a good keyboardist and good, I'm literally mouthing the bass line. I'm telling him. So he's playing. He comes in exactly. He does exactly what I'm saying. So we start moving. Now we got this bass line. We start creating a whole frequency. Drums, this and this, all this type of stuff. Start going crazy. Now it's moving. Now it sound like a micro. They start adding the strings. Start adding all the crazy. We like, damn. And like just the arrangement was so crazy that we was just, really me and PK was spazzing at the time, like just spazzing. Like it was just, and PK was kind of nervous because he ain't never been in a room like that at the time. He was like, and PK was a family friend, married to my homegirl Belle, which was like my sister's best friend. So PK, we was just in there on some just like, let's go, you know what I'm saying? And when you go from like session player to like, I'm producing and it was like, we had shit to prove. We knocked it out. And it was just banging, and then we just like, all right, let's jump in the booth, and we just knocked out Fine China. But
did you know it was gonna be that?
Yeah. I'll show you a clip. I'll give you a clip to add to this.
Okay.
Of the creation of it, and yeah, because it was so electric.
Is it a feeling?
Feeling.
Oh, okay.
It was electric to the point where Janet said, "This is the closest I ever heard anybody to my brother ever."
What?
She said, Janet, after she heard it, she said, whoever did that, I need to work with them. And so she called in for us to go in and have a session with her. Wow. She said, this is the closest I ever seen anybody to my brother's sound ever.
How'd that make you feel?
Accomplished. She didn't know that her niece's boyfriend was the one who did it. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that was a big stamp for me.
When you were living there for a while, did you feel his energy there?
Yeah.
TJ,
yeah.
Tito
Taj,
Jackson,
Carol.
yeah, they gave
TJ.
me like the tour,
Yep.
And they showed me where the
Good
candy
people.
room. He would always have all the candy, and then they took
Yep.
me to the studio.
The back house with the
Yeah.
pictures all over the wall.
Yeah, then they took
Ew.
me there, and I'm like,
Oh, the studio at the bottom.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, wait.
Yeah, when I
like,
was there, the studio wasn't active, which was aggravating me so much. I used to tell, because Genevieve was an artist too. I'm like, why don't we open the studio up?
I felt the energy though,
No, he's all in there.
and that's
You know
why
how
I'm
many-
wondering, like,
yeah,
did
he's
you
all in
feel?
there.
Did you like, oh yeah, no, I
no,
got it now.
felt after that. Yeah, it was. I was so used to the way they moved, the way like everything. They're very specific people. I used to dance in the theater all the time downstairs. Like I was like Dramatically Jafar, Randy, Dante, Jenny. I'm there. I was there for so long. It was part of me at this point. So I
such
literally
loving people, man.
Yeah, and I just was so attached to I was a part of that frequency that I understood it at this time so much that when I went and did that, I knew it was authentic.
Let me do this. Let's jump to quickly.
Yeah.
Because we can't close the show.
Without the Grammy?
Without the Grammy. Like
The
that's
Grammy
ridiculous.
Grammy is crazy. Yeah, Grammy's crazy.
So Grammy, first of all, I don't want to throw no shade, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm not saying this because it's my brother. He should have been one.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna say it one more time for the
You're right.
for the people in the back. He should have been one.
Yeah.
But you win.
Yeah. Yeah, the Grammy, I've been through 13 nominations. And it's like I got snubbed 13 times. You know what I'm saying? And finally I get one. But you got to think about it. Post Malone, Beer Bongs and Bentley, like RoccStar's the biggest record in the world. Post Malone, that album was ridiculous. Some random person won that year. I don't know how we didn't win in 5 categories. Like 50 Shades of Grey. I did 50 Shades of Grey. How we didn't win a Grammy for that?
Yeah.
In my mind, I won 1,000 times.
Facts.
But it still don't feel the same until you really win it.
But I'm gonna say this,
Yeah.
and you need to hear this. Please hear this, bro.
Yeah,
Because you don't live by the applause,
yeah.
you ain't gotta lay your head on the booze.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't
Right,
because
you're right.
you don't live by it.
You're right.
Because you are your own lane.
Yeah, you're right.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
And by the way, if
my
you
own.
don't think that Life of a Rockstar is coming soon, it is.
Oh, it's coming.
Believe
Yeah,
me.
yeah, you
But that's
do
a
know
whole
that.
nother
That's a
conversation.
whole nother
That's a whole nother
conversation.
conversation.
Yep.
But no, and I like that. Real quick,
Yeah.
somebody's listening to this.
Yeah.
And they're saying, man, I hear you. It's
so much more to the story.
Yeah.
It's so many. We got to do a part
That's
two.
why we gotta do a part
Because
two.
once that Fine China happened, all of them people that wasn't answering the phone,
Now answering.
they calling
Calling
me
you
every
now.
day. Like, it's crazy. The same people wouldn't answer the phone, was calling me, telling me crazy. Oh, bro, what do we do? I got to check. I went and did a huge label deal with Craig Kalman at Atlantic as an artist. Everything you could think of happened from that domino effect because they're like the biggest R&B artist in the world. He did all them. You did the whole. Oh, you're the sound. Now but Bruno want to change his thing from beautiful girls to I don't want no. Now everybody in the 80s and in the 60s and now Prince out because Michael out. I changed the radio completely. I changed the radio.
Hey, rock like this
Period.
24/7. I don't care.
No,
Y'all
but
don't know
I
like I
changed
know.
the radio completely to live stuff again.
Facts.
There was no live.
Talk your
it,
talk.
It didn't exist, bro. Press play back then and go back to the radio right there before Fine China came out. Nobody was doing live anything.
Facts, bro.
And Chris Brown, being him, was the biggest catapult. That was the biggest platform that I could ever be attached to. That was the biggest rocket ship I could be attached to because Michael's dead. And now they looking, well, what you gonna do next? And as long as I deliver, he's delivering. Like he said, we could write the song. Chris Brown said it, and it's and a writer and a producer get mad if you want to. He ain't lying. We could write a smash, but if he don't take it to the finish line, if he don't get up there and do that and add that and sing it the way it's, nigga, it's a song in your laptop. And every time he took every record levels past whatever it was. Fine China was amazing. He took it to the mic. He added that perfectionism from all them years to every record we've done. Autumn Leaves, Fine China, Summer Too Hot, everything you could think of. Call Me Every Day, WizKid. All the hit records that we have together. And I got hit records with Neo. I got hit records with Chris, Fergie, Rihanna, Usher, everybody you could think of, right? J-Lo, and I love J-Lo to death. She gave me such, like literally, she gave me so much love off the rip. Benny Medina, shout out to Benny Medina. Everybody, once they got wind of what it was, they really opened to get me and Fergie, like everybody gave me just the opportunity to show and prove. And you'll get the opportunity once you get a hit. But if you miss one of them swings, you could forget about it. It's that quick. I just don't miss. And if I do, I'm coming following back up with something cantanker. I got 3 swings. I'm not going to strike out, though. Trust that. Do know that. Anyway, so yeah, that Grammy, that ended up being over there. That Grammy changed. It was just a solidification. Honestly, it's a trophy.
Yeah.
It's a trophy, but I worked so hard for it. You know what I mean? It's like I worked so hard for it, and I got it, and I'm blessed. I'm excited. It's the ultimate music industry trophy. It's what you work for in the music industry, and you get it. And a lot of people got Grammys and they're broke. Thank God. If you rely on just the music business in general, you got a 99% chance of being broke.
Yeah. Well, no.
If you just do music, you're probably broke. Yeah. If he says he's just a musician or just a producer or just a writer, he's probably broke. Because the music industry is set up really for you to fail and the major corps to get the bread. I have won through tech and other things. That's how I became a multimillionaire.
Let's talk about the app.
Okay. Wait, which one? Oh, no, let's not talk about that.
Okay, then we won't. Then,
we can talk about the cell phone company.
Well, let's talk about the Trinity.
We could do Trinity, or we could do RoccStar Wireless.
Yeah, let's talk about the social.
But we have the biggest app in the world, but we don't want to talk about that.
All right, we're going to leave it there. I just know that you're a
we do have the number 2 app in the world.
I just know you're a trendsetter.
No, yeah. Well,
you're a trendsetter.
We do have the number 2 app in the world. And a lot of people don't know that that's my app. So
we'll leave it there. But what I'll say is,
but I am the only black-owned cell phone company in
there
the
you
world.
go. And then Trinity
Social as well is a new super amazing platform. Download Trinity Social. It's like the new Instagram. You can stream, you can do everything. RoccStar Wireless, shout out to T-Mobile. They gave me a partnership worldwide, globally. I'm the only black-owned cell phone company in the world. We got a lot of big, amazing things happening. Yeah. TV is amazing catapult. That gave me a lot of face value, loving hip hop.
Oh, wait. I can't let you do this without talking about the animation.
What you talking about, Sarks?
That you scoring.
Oh, which one? Proud Family?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Proud Family. Yeah. Wait, that's out now. Go watch the new Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I did 20 records on the first side, another something crazy.
That's crazy.
I only didn't do one song.
And here's the thing. People might say that you're arrogant, but I'll tell you one thing. RoccStar play arrogant to the people he want to be arrogant to.
Yeah, you're right.
This dude showed me love from day one.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm to my day uno.
Yeah, you're right.
He say, bro.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, he said, bro, pull up. I said, huh? He said, come to the house. I said, what? He said, bro, come to the house, bro. I was like, well, I'm with my wife. He was like, bring him. I'm like, dude, bring him. Come there. Man, you show me love.
Immediately.
I've been rocking with you for 10 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because if you rock with somebody and you really, because they good people, it's family. Yeah. You know how we are. You call me for anything, bro. I got nothing to do with nothing. It's what's up? What's going on? Because that's how you got to be. But that defense mechanism is real, because for me, if you can't handle certain levels of pushback, I don't even want you around me anyway. So I'm already not going to it's earned. Things are earned. You just can't come and now it's like it don't work like that.
We can't close without getting your top 5.
Okay.
And before I say that, let me tell you that my bro is a real basketball player.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't even going to get... He's a real hooper. And we ain't even going to talk about Disneyland at your crib. I'm not talking about Anaheim. I ain't talking about... and Orlando, he literally built Disneyland at his crib. Yeah, low key. That's crazy within itself.
Yeah, that's a heavy conversation.
And man, listen, let me give you some flowers real quick. Yeah. Thank you for, so RoccStar did a Father's Day thing at the house for all his friends who were fathers. Thank you for including me, man.
Yeah, of course. What?
I appreciate
you
that.
Listen, bro, if we was having an award show, you would have got Father of the Year. And I'm not finna sit here and deal with this, bro. I got to figure out how to get my kids and all the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, y'all about to be signed to Lefty. Uncle Lefty is the one.
Yeah,
That's
I appreciate you, man.
He's the cheat code, man. Of course you got to be at the Father's Day
I
event.
appreciate
We
you.
brought Benny Hannes out into the backyard. And it was nice.
That was
you know,
crazy.
about to stake out.
Hey, but here's the crazy
STK
part about it. The haters
Yeah.
won't understand this.
Yeah.
We were only bumping to your records.
Yeah.
And they all were hits.
Yeah, all hit records, man. Yeah, we had it going. Yeah, it was good vibes.
Oh, man, it was
Yeah,
good
it was good
vibes,
vibes,
bro.
man. We
Yeah.
got a lot of, like I said, 180 million records sold, a lot of platinum records, a lot of gold, a lot of platinum, double platinum, diamond. We got everything you could think of around here. And it's all, you know, it continues, Lord willing, but it's all a blessing.
Nah, man, blessings
It's
are all
a
around
blessing,
you, bro.
you know.
It's going to
God
keep
opens
going.
the door,
It's
I walk
infinite.
through it. And that's
It's
just what it
infinite.
is.
And it's really because your hand is never closed, it's open. So
Yeah.
you're not afraid to give. Therefore, you open to receive.
You're
and
right.
Why God keep
Hand
letting
is
you,
never closed,
letting
it's
you
open.
rebound.
love
Top
that.
5 real quick, then
Yep.
we need to close. So
Okay.
top 5, these are your Avengers, your Navy SEALs, they getting it done. I'm going to switch it up on you real quick. Some people were giving me their top 5 in life.
Yeah.
Some people were giving me their top 5 just in sports in general.
Yeah.
Most people have been giving me their top 5 best basketball players of all time.
Oh, basketball players? For
You can answer
my
it however
favorite-
you wanna answer
You know,
it.
my favorite basketball players, you know, I'm going to go with Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
He in my
when I
top
was a
5.
kid, I'm such a Knicks fan growing
Mm-hmm.
up that it was, I don't know which one between Allen Houston, John.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to bro. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, Allen, his family.
Mm-hmm.
Allen Houston, amazing dude. He would have been at the Father's Day brunch,
Mm-hmm.
another Father of the Year. Allen Houston, John Starks, or Spreewell. Them
Mm-hmm.
always like. Anyway, Iverson for me, because just his style was that's just who I was modeling after. Crossover. I still use his crossover. Allen Iverson. Michael Jordan and Kobe.
3, 4. You got one more. Kobe, Mike, Jordan, Magic. You
No,
got one
Jordan
more.
is Mike.
Oh, excuse me. I'm
Jordan,
tripping.
Kobe.
Jordan, Kobe, Magic.
One of them, Spreewell, Allen, John Starks, they all
Oh, you
on the
putting
same
them in.
level to me.
So
And
add
Allen
them together.
Iverson.
And Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
Hey, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
And listen, all he know how to do is win. So if he
Yeah.
coaching that squad, is you know what I mean?
You know what?
It's done.
What I will say is all of this because my motivation is not me.
No,
It's
that's real.
family.
That's
it's my
facts.
son.
Yeah, I see
It's
it.
my family. It's
Yeah.
my girl.
Mm-hmm.
My sons. Anything attached to my family is the motivation to be taken care of because you doing it for yourself. You could only get so much money.
Bro, I
You could only
watched how
get
you.
so much.
I watched how you were at your son's birthday party.
Right.
Prince's birthday party. Listen, man.
Yeah.
I just watched you not as RoccStar, but as dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was
Shout out
such
to
a
Siren
beautiful,
Prince.
it was such a beautiful thing to see. I was happy to be a part of that, happy to be in that number. Oh, one last thing. I keep saying it. One last thing, I promise.
Yeah.
So it was your birthday.
Yeah.
And you happen to share a birthday with my mom, but we both are Scorpios, so that might be why we get along.
That's why we best. That's why you my family, bro. It's different. Scorpio
But,
season,
yeah.
Halloween.
So
Shout
we
out
at
to the
your
Scorpios.
birthday party, man. All of those people in there have known you probably way longer than me. And you took the time. You didn't have to do that.
Right.
You took the time to acknowledge me and said, I want to thank Lefty for being here. Dude,
Yeah.
I never got a chance to tell you this.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me.
Wow. Yeah, that's
That meant a
what's
lot
up.
to me. I know this was years ago.
Yeah.
But
That was
bro,
years ago.
But bro,
That probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, that
no,
meant-
no, maybe 3.
that meant a lot to me.
Oh yeah.
And I
that's
just want
what's
to tell you
up.
thank you. Thank
yeah,
you so much.
yeah.
for
I'm
that.
always
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
give you your flowers, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
You know what I mean? Just being black men and we don't get no flowers. And
Yeah.
you really worked hard
Yeah.
and deserve every flower, man. Your son is on billboards around Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Your other son is in movies, running around, TV show. This is not no normal. You don't just have a creative, successful family by just stumbling into it. It's hard work. It's chess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of strategy. You deserve every flower that you get, bro.
Appreciate it. We definitely gonna do a part 2. That I promise you.
Yeah.
We just gonna figure out bro's schedule. But that's it for today's episode of The Art of Rebounding. Remember, the fall isn't what defines you. It's how you rise that writes your legacy. Whether you rebounding from a loss, recentering your purpose, or just learning how to stand again, know this: you were not alone. You were made for more. You were built to bounce back. I promise you that. Until next time, keep showing up, keep positioning yourself, all right? Keep pushing with purpose, because your rebound, it's not just coming, it's already in motion. Find me on social media on all platforms, Lefty Williams 42. I'm always down to hear about your comebacks. I want to know, were you able to rebound? Are you a master of your craft yet? Until next time, always remember, dare to dream.